On a recent swing through Pittsburgh, U.S. Energy Secretary Chu made a stop at the National Energy Technology Laboratory, which has been pioneering innovation in mining safety, fossil fuel, and other energy research for more than a century right here in our region. During the visit, the Secretary underscored the importance of a portfolio of energy solutions to meet growing global demand, many of which we're developing right here in our region. He also noted that coal is going to be part of the nation's energy mix for the next 50 years. Well, given the environmental issues that coal's opponents raise, what's it going to take to make that possible? Well, to answer that question, we've gone right to the cutting edge of clean coal research. Jared Ciferno is Director of Coal and Power Research and Development at NETL. And welcome. Good to have you here.
Good morning, Bill. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know it. We hear this a lot. Clean coal is an oxymoron. You hear that said often by critics of the power source of the industry. What can we say about what clean coal really means today?
Really, clean coal today, our economy, first and foremost, is really relying on you need clean, affordable, and abundant domestic resource. And really, coal plays a key role there. I mean, for a fact that today, 45% of your electricity generated in the United States, 45% is from coal. So that's first and foremost, to have a strong economy, coal is going to play a role in the mix. And as the Secretary of Energy indicated, coal is expected to play a role to be part of the puzzle in the future, 50 years from now. And what clean coal means is essentially developing advanced cutting-edge R&D to support maintaining taking that reliable resource and converting that coal to efficient electricity production that's very cost effective with minimal environmental impact. Okay. And minimal meaning whether it's from air and or water discharge from the plant.
Now, where we are today, speak about air, because it seems like a lot of work to date, and there's been a lot of progress, and there's a lot of technology around the emissions from coal fire. In fact, a lot of the technology was developed right here by NETL, was it not?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. A lot of your sulfur dioxide removal in response to the acid rain regulations. A lot of the technologies we developed for, say, SOx or NOx scrubbing technologies is deployed on over 70% of the plants at half the cost through critical R&D, high-tech R&D. So we have a long history of developing technologies in response to regulations, whether it's for mercury control, particulate control, and the SOx and NOx, as I mentioned before.
So looking ahead then, the big issue is what, when we really talk about what clean coal has to mean in the future?
And what we're positioning for right now, our really diverse portfolio at the lab is focused on climate change, responding to potential climate change, and in this instance it's CO2, carbon dioxide. Its inherent footprint of CO2 has for coal conversion to electricity. It will have a CO2 footprint. And what we're trying to do is develop cutting-edge technology to really respond to any future regulations on coal plants.
So you got to get the CO2 out of the waste stream, and then you have to figure out something to do with it once you've captured it. So do we have technologies across the board right now to get any of this done?
And you should really almost split it up into two different categories: your upstream capture technology and your downstream, we call it sequestration or storage, your end use. And when you look upstream, the good news is you do have technologies today that do exist to scrub CO2, to remove CO2 from, say, a dilute flue gas stream that would come from a pulverized coal plant. The majority of our plants on the ground today are pulverized coal plants. So the good news is you have technology today. An amine-based scrubbing technology is very effective of removing CO2. You can remove large amounts of CO2 from the stream. And it's even deployed today at small little pockets for food-grade CO2. However, the main drawback, if you would take today's technology off the shelf and deploy it on a large plant, you'll double your electricity cost. You're going to double it. And essentially that affects the consumer as well as affects industry and the market of prices going up. So your cost would double. And the second impact, you're going to reduce the power output of that plant by 30%. We call that an energy penalty or parasitic load. So if you had to deploy technology today, a large energy penalty, it has a large footprint. You're talking multiple acres, so you're space limited, as well as a large cost. You're going to double the cost of your power production. That's on the upstream.
Yeah, and we're going to have you back to dig into this in more detail, because this is fascinating. But with only the few seconds we have left, I mean, what's the end game you all are shooting for at NETL?
The end game is really to maintain efficiency of coal conversion into power production with minimal environmental impact, and to cut the cost in half.
Well, it's great to hear that kind of cutting-edge thinking is happening right here in our region. Jared Ciferno from NETL, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And when we return, the multiplier effect of the coal industry in our region and how it's helped put one company back in the barge business. Stay with us.